That was pretty snazzy, Heather.
Yes, right?
That was our new intro.
I'm so happy that with it, and it has like pink champagne, just like what we would be drinking, and it looks like a
Yes.
beautiful party.
So, did you ever go to a wedding where they had the pink champagne fountain?
Oh no, I think that would be fancy.
That was the shit
That was
in
the top stuff.
like the 70s, I think,
Oh
late
man.
70s. And you would do pink champagne in that type of fountain.
Oh my god. I
And
kind
you
of
would
want that.
put your glass under, and of
Maybe
course you
like
had
green.
the bowl type glasses,
Yes.
for champagne. And so you put your glass under there and then
So you don't want to stick your head under and go,
you could. And let me tell you, places that had the champagne fountain or weddings that had the champagne fountain, they got out of control because
oh,
everyone is like shoving their glass under, they're drinking it and shoving their glass under it again
more.
because it's fun.
It is fun, and then it also like you don't realize that pink champagne actually has booze in it, and then later you're like, woo!
Yes, yes. And so Walmart sells a small pink champagne fountain,
Do they?
and I'm thinking about getting one for New Year's.
Oh, that'd be super fun. I mean, like, how big is like small? Is it like Because I know
It's
the
like,
big ones are probably huge.
like that.
Well, it's
So
sort of
I
like
mean,
it's kind of like those little chocolate fountains, but it's like a
yeah,
champagne fountain. I
yeah.
can I can deal with that.
Although Tracy wants to put scotch in it
Oh,
instead of
that
instead of
could go off the
champagne.
rails really fast.
Holy cow. Yeah,
Why not
that could get
both?
ugly fast.
You have a pink champagne fountain and a scotch fountain.
Mhm. Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
wins.
Laura likes the idea of champagne.
I think so too. I think that'd be a lot of fun. She's got BoJack Horseman on there or something. Yep. Very nice. So yes, cheers to you. I don't have pink
Cheers.
champagne in my glass, but I think it motivated me to think about having some. So I might have to go find that or get some Moscato or something, something cute. She says she also likes whiskey. I don't know about that. That might be a little bit much too.
So I'm using one of my birthday gifts that I got.
Oh yeah.
One of my nieces got me a set of these teacups.
Oh, I like the little
Aren't they
feet in
cute? They
it.
got the little bathtub feet on them.
So is
But
that what you drink? Oh, does it say something? Wine. I was gonna say if it was like a bathtub, it would be like bathtub gin or something.
there is one that has gin and then vodka, and then there's one that says tequila.
So you could have like anything you want whenever you want. You're like, today it's a wine day.
I'm like, yeah, I could be on my Zoom meeting having some tea.
And then turn it around and go, it's wine. No. That would be fabulous. I love it. It's a great gift. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah. So had my birthday.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Officially old.
Yeah, no. You got
Half
a ways
a
to go.
century.
Yeah, man. You got to know some cool shit by now. Yeah, you do. You lie. I know you know things. She drinks and knows things. This is the way it goes. So did you have a good birthday, Cara?
I had an awesome birthday. So it was 2 days of birthday because I had the friend birthday on Saturday, which we did as kind of a run fest party.
Super fun.
And then family party on Sunday. And so that was fun. It was, my parents and my sister and
your mama says it was the best party ever.
it was a lot of fun. My mom made the food, so of course it was amazing. And yeah, and so then we had a juggler come and perform, and he did like amazing, crazy ass stuff, and it was fun. And the kids liked it too because my grandnephew and nieces were there. And
oh man,
yeah, so it was a good time. We had a really good time.
So are you going to continue partying through the rest of the month? Is that how it's supposed to go? I mean, it's a big birthday, so I feel like you should keep going.
Well, it is, but my birthday month is done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but well, that's not fair. You have your birthday at the end of the month. I have my birthday at the beginning of October, and then I
And
just
you're
like
like, all month.
all month, baby. So we should have started earlier for you. And I feel like since we missed that opportunity, we should start now and then just go for the rest of the month. So that
We could
way
do
you
that.
don't miss out.
We
Or
could do
next
that.
year, twice as hard. Whichever you prefer, Kara. It's up to you.
Yeah, we could do that.
Or both.
Or both.
Seriously. I just want to party. It's that kind of year. Oh, so yes. What else has been going on? Like you taking over the world. You turned 21 and now you can drink.
Yep, that's exactly right. I turned 21. Now I can drink.
Good for you.
I'm continuing to try to do better on my healthy eating, and
Yeah, I know, me too. But it's hard because there's so much delicious, awesome things everywhere. So I feel like for your birthday, though, you are entitled to eat whatever you want.
I did. And so as part of my gift, my sister got me a whole bunch of um, bags of nacho cheese Doritos and Cool
Oh,
Ranch Doritos.
are you okay? Do you need help?
Oh my God, I know. I'm trying to like not go after them because what happens with Doritos is
No,
I will eat a bag. I will eat a whole bag, and then I will be sick for the next couple days.
this might be the problem and the solution right there is don't eat the whole bag, even though it's hard. Maybe break them or put them in mini bags, like put them in little bags, and once you eat that bag, you can't have any more.
So you would think mini bags would be the solution, but instead I just eat like 8 or 9 mini bags.
Oh no, Kara.
Oh
I know
yeah.
that. I my problem isn't, Doritos I can stop. Like I've always been able to stop, but it's like cookies and stuff like that. Like I'll
Oh,
get
see that?
home.
Whatever.
I know you're a salty, and I'm a sweet. So I'm just like, oh, like Oreos. I don't know. They're the grossest food. I know moderation. This is the voice of wisdom right here. Moderation is the key. But when I like eating something, it's like, "Rah."
See, sweets, I'm just like, whatever.
I want chocolate and wine. I think that's like the perfect combination for me. Like a nice dark red wine and dark chocolate. And I'll just like, it's like health food. It's good
So
for your heart.
speaking of combinations, there
Yeah.
was a weird combination in the news today.
What was the weird combination in the news today?
Um, President Trump saying that he's a libertarian.
Wait, what? I missed that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've been
So
working hard today. I must have like
it's
you think that would
hard
be a headline.
to understand exactly what he's saying because the quote is completely hosed up. But somewhere in there was him saying that he's kind of a libertarian. He's a little libertarian. He is a libertarian.
Well,
But a little libertarian.
it sort of doesn't surprise me because all of a sudden he's a Republican a few years ago, and before that he pretty much was like a Democrat. So I'm
Oh
like,
my
what can
God.
he be next? Is he just randomly like, oh, today being a libertarian sounds good?
I have no idea. But
Why would you say that if
so
you're
I
president of
saw,
the United States?
I did see a helpful Venn diagram, and it showed President Trump and libertarian, and it showed where he overlapped. And it
Oh,
looked like this. There was no overlap.
there's no overlap. I was
There
gonna
was
look for the Venn diagram. Libertarian. I
there
can't
was
spell
no overlap.
Aryan. Venn diagram.
Zero.
Zero.
Yeah, my mom says he's still a Democrat, and he is.
He is. He just see. I mean, I don't see any behavior, and I don't know why the Republicans are putting up with that. But that's okay. I mean, yeah, I think he's still a Dem in a
Yeah,
lot of ways.
yeah, yeah, he is. He's a populist Democrat.
This is my theory is that he and Hillary were like flipping for like which role they're gonna take. Hillary's like, I could be Democrat, maybe I'm Republican. He's like, me too. It's like, okay, I guess not. And he flips and he's like, I guess I'm Republican. She's like, okay, I'm Democrat then.
Well, or maybe they were doing like a Freaky Friday thing where they swap.
Swap brains. That would, well, and they're both kind of weird in the same way. I always thought they were in cahoots somehow. They're like, who's going to win? Let's flip. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
It was so close anyway.
But we do have some good news.
What is the good news?
I have a ballot access update.
Yeah. I love
Okay.
it.
So, as of now, as of
Right now?
4 hours ago,
Okay, 4 hours ago.
we currently have Joe Jorgensen and Spike Cohen on the ballot in 49 states plus DC. And we're still on track to get that 50 plus DC. New Hampshire is official this afternoon.
Cool.
So Rhode Island is still gathering signatures and they're getting ready to turn them in. And in fact, our executive director of the Libertarian Party, Dan Fishman, headed out there to help them finish up.
Oh, good.
I think last count they had 800 plus or minus signatures, and they need 1,000. But of course, you know, you need way more than 1,000 because you know how that goes.
Oh dear God! I hope
Yeah, but
they it.
they have teams out there right now to help them finish up because if I remember correctly, I think they have to turn them in tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Oh, okay, so they still have till tomorrow.
Yep.
Because when you're saying it's a little under, I'm like, no, it should be way, way over.
Yep. So tomorrow when they turn in, I mean, we'll wait for the official word, but then it will be 50 states plus DC. And as a bonus, the Guam Election Commission confirmed that Joe Jorgensen will appear on their presidential advisory ballot. Now, they don't get to do electoral votes, but they do like a presidential race on their ballot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it shows who they're behind.
Yeah, exactly. So they call it a presidential advisory ballot.
Oh, okay. I love it. Especially like if things are totally tied and they're like, well, you know, this presidential advisory ballot, let's weigh it, tip it that direction.
Yes. And also with our presidential ticket. So the Commission on Presidential Debate has announced their debate moderators and the debate dates. So the first one will be Tuesday, September 29th. Sorry.
Yep.
And that will be Chris Wallace. October 7th will be the vice presidential debate, and that will be with Susan Page. October 15th is Steve Scully, and October 22nd is Kristen Walker. But here is the not happy part of that. So in order for our candidate to be on the debate stage, there are 5 polls that they need to get 15% in.
Right.
And it's the ABC, Washington Post, CNN poll, the NBC, Wall Street Journal, the Fox News poll, and then the NPR Marist poll.
Yeah.
However, George Jorgensen is not listed as an option on any of those polls. So you can't even put in your preference for her. So they're going to use those polls. She has to hit 15%, but they will not list her as an option on the polls. And I got called for one of those polls.
Yep. How did it go?
And they asked me to pick between 2. And I said, no, I'm voting for Joe Jorgensen. And they said, no, you have to pick between these 2. And I said, I am not voting for either of them. I am voting for Joe Jorgensen. And they said, well, you have to pick one of the other 2, or we have to list you as undecided. And I said, I am not undecided. I am voting for Joe Jorgensen. And my probability on a scale of 1 to 5 of voting is a 5. Yeah. I will be there unless I am dead, and I will be voting for Joe Jorgensen. And they marked me down as undecided and ended the call.
Oh, that is just so unfair. I don't even.
And I wonder how many people, when they're polling, say they're voting for someone else and they're like, no, you have to pick between one of these two. And so then they do. They're like, okay, whatever.
But it's bullying, you know.
It
It's
is.
they're forcing people to say things that they never would have picked.
Exactly.
So what can people do?
So, I mean, you can contact and try to get these polls. And when you are polled, you can try to push back. You can try to contact the Presidential Commission, but their voicemail is full and has been full because they're not taking the messages off because they don't want people calling and contacting them. I mean, they literally just don't care. They don't care.
They don't, do they?
And their position is, well, you know, there's over 200 candidates for president. We can't include them all.
Somebody should make some really good memes about this so we can pass them around everywhere.
There are.
Good.
There are really good memes about it. There's
Yeah,
memes all over. So if you hit like, you know, either Joe Jorgensen's or Spike's page or any of the Joe Jorgensen dank meme groups,
oh
there
yeah.
are tons of them.
Oh man, I'm gonna go look there because I feel
Or
like
yeah, or if you hit any of the, well, really any of the libertarian pages, I mean, there's just like meme after meme after meme on these because people are trying to get the word out about it. But I mean, here's the thing. The Presidential Commission is run by Republicans and Democrats, like former party officers and hi, Mabel. And,
oh my goodness, she's so
former
beautiful.
elected officials for both parties. So there is no way that they are going to allow anyone else. I know.
Oh my god, that cat.
She can be so sweet at times.
She is. However, I was just thinking it's funny. I was looking in my Facebook and you had just sent me a picture of her pooping. So
yeah, exactly 1 minute before we went live, because my home office is a shared office with her bathroom.
Well, you know, she wants to be close to you, to keep an eye on you throughout the day.
So of course, yeah, she had to poop.
How thoughtful of her. Oh, and then Michelle says, "Hi, Mabel."
They say hi, Mabel.
She's so famous.
Yes.
Yeah, I think cats, they just know when we're doing shows and stuff. Every so often they got to make an appearance.
Yes, they do. They do.
Man, you're getting the headbutts. I'm sorry.
I know I'm getting lots of bunting and nudging and oh my God.
She's like, I love you. That's going to be a distracting show because, I mean, for me, maybe you too, since you have the cat right there, but I'm like, oh, cat.
Oh, I can't think anything else. Now brain is only on cat.
I know. It's really, I'm an easy person to please. You put kitties in front of me and some wine off the side. And you're like, yeah, it was a good day. Oh my God.
Cat.
Sorry. She's wild.
There, I'll get her. No! Oh, claws. So many claws.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is where Cara lost her leg.
Yes, this is where I bled to death during the show.
So sorry. It was nice working with you.
From claws. Yes. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But both important things.
Mabel totally derailed it.
Yeah, you're right. I was just like, it was going pretty well.
Yes, it was.
I was actually looking up before I saw Mabel was there looking for memes, but I haven't there's got to be one that'll show up. There's really good memes on this site. Oh. Not it. Okay, sorry. I'm like so distractible today.
That's Heather's going down a meme rabbit hole.
Meme. Like,
so I've seen this question come up periodically, and so far the answer is still 0. And the question that keeps getting asked, and I see it getting asked about once a week in the delegates group, and the question keeps getting asked: has any in-person Libertarian Party delegate come down with COVID?
Yeah.
And the answer is still 0.
Well, good. Why did they want it?
No, but I mean, people are just checking in, going, did it happen?
And it hasn't. I haven't
No.
heard of anybody. I mean, there are some people who were sick before.
Yeah. There are people who were sick before and then didn't go.
Yeah.
Um, and we had a delegate, an at-home delegate who became ill. But no, we haven't. And I mean, I think the number one, the event was well done.
It really was.
And the venue knew what to do. And I think if you're in a good venue, they know how to handle things because the, you know, yes, they push distancing, but the big thing was the ventilation.
Yeah,
You
they
could
had that thing pumping
you
it.
could feel the updraft, like.
It's like,
So they had an air exchange going on that was very robust. And it's the same with airlines. So airlines are exchanging cabin air, like the entire volume of cabin air every 3 minutes. So they
wow.
have really pumped that up as well. And I think that's one of the areas of safety on COVID and just, viruses in general that isn't getting enough attention, which is ventilation.
Yeah, they focus so much on masks, but they don't ever talk about the quality of the air
Ventilation.
in the room anyway.
Exactly. Having that airflow, having a good air exchange. And, I wish that was, I wish there was more attention on that.
Hmm.
Um, but, we've had about a month now of our president and vice president on their bus tour.
Oh yeah.
And they've been hosting outdoor events. And on Monday, Jess Mears presented on how to do an event in a time of COVID. And they talked about, doing an outdoor event. So if you're doing a political event, but these are also good things if you're doing an event in general, even a
Yeah.
family event, whatever. And they were talking about what are the best practices, that kind of thing. And they were talking about, really number one is if you can host it outside or as much of it as you can outside as possible. And then it doesn't seem to be a problem. And again, it's that ventilation thing, right?
Yeah. You're
Yeah, so
not breathing everybody else's air.
exactly. And so those events have gone really well. And the press coverage has been exceptional. And the press coverage has talked about not just what the candidate is talking about, but what an awesome job they're doing with that event. And then they've used that coverage to then talk to cities that they're planning to have an event in, and even cities that are just like, oh, no, 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 we're not going to allow you to do that. And then they show that good press coverage and they show their plan and, how they have everything very well thought out. And then the city's like, oh, okay, then. And so they haven't really had a city turn them down.
Oh, that's interesting then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And our candidates are still out there. Let's see. Thursday, Spike is in Oakland, California at an event. Uh, Joe is up in Alaska right now. So Thursday, she has a meet and greet in Ketchikan, Alaska. And then on Friday, she's going to be in Juneau, Alaska. And on Saturday, Spike is going to be in Eugene, Oregon on his bus tour. Joe is driving and flying. So on Saturday, she'll be in Anchorage. And then Spike will be, Portland, Oregon on Sunday. And Joe will be in Wasilla, Alaska on Sunday. So, I mean, the bus tour and the other tours are still going. They're being met with some really great, enthusiastic crowds.
Cool.
And a lot of the people who are coming to the crowd are coming to these events are people who are not normally politically active, but they're excited about this campaign.
I think it's very exciting.
Yeah.
Can I show this for a second?
Yes. Do you have the Batwoman shirt?
The Batwoman. So Jo Jorgensen got bit by a bat, right? So for those of you who don't know, and she survived and became Batwoman. But
Yes.
I gotta look up that one because I remember seeing it and it was awesome.
Michelle, you should pop the URL for getting that
Yeah,
back.
if you have it, then like it's so much easier than me stopping and going, "Where is it?"
Exactly. But yeah, and getting having the bat incident, which, so she had the bat incident and she was on the bus tour, and so she had to still get the rabies shots and arrange for the rabies shots while she's going to different cities
Oh
and
my
still,
god! And then
yeah,
have it meet her in a different city.
yeah,
That's nuts.
a badass.
She is a badass. I mean,
Because me,
seriously.
I would be like in the fetal position crying all the time.
I would be too, because don't they do like about 100 like shots in your belly or something? I don't know.
So that's what they did when I was little, but now I think they do them close to the site, and I think it's like 3 or 7 depending.
Oh my god,
So
7.
it's way,
Way
way
less than it used
smaller.
to be.
My poor mom, she had to take me every day to get a rabies shot.
Oh my god. So you actually got bit. What did you get bit by when you were younger?
So I got bit by a dog. We were at, I think, Worlds of Fun.
Well, that wasn't fun.
No. And there was a stray dog there, and I went to kiss it on its nose,
And I went,
and the stray dog was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And it bit my face.
oh yeah. I mean, that's the problem is like when you love animals, you just want to smooch them.
Yeah.
And it's just
And
like
I went in for the smooch.
they don't all like it. I know that's true. I know
I know this
Mabel.
dog was like, "What the hell?"
I will warn people. Mabel is all like, so yeah. If you try to go in for the kiss,
Oh no,
what's
sad
this?
news.
Oh no, Dr. Jorgensen's
Oh,
mom.
that is very sad.
Oh, I'm bummed.
Our condolences definitely to Joe.
Oh, that just took.
I know, that's
Oh,
very sad.
I can't believe it. That's oh, dang it,
That's gotta be
2020,
hard.
the
I
freaking
know.
year. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to read all about that because my brain's all stopped now. Uh, what's the? Oh,
Paige just posted a release from our chair, Joe Bishop Henchman.
oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. Oh, so
That is very sad.
it is. Can't imagine.
So, talking about Joe Bishop Henchman, our chair, one of the things that he's doing that I love, and I really, really like this because this is something that kind of fits with what we do, is so he is recognizing an activist of the month.
Ooh, that's
And
cool.
so his activist of the month for September is Casey Daly.
Yay!
Very nice. So I'll read what he wrote about Casey. He said on October 8th, libertarians across the country participated in over 150 convoys in all 50 states to promote Let Her Speak. Cars drove around parade style to become mobile billboards, getting on the ground community attention for Joe Jorgensen. The hashtag became a top trender on Twitter. Local news covered the convoys, and we reached lots of people who had never before heard of Joe Jorgensen. And many of you participated, but not all of you may know the person that made it happen is Casey Daly.
Hmm.
Casey lives in Texas and she doesn't hold a party office, but in spite of that, and he said, well, maybe because of that, she didn't stop in her vision of an event large enough to get noticed nationally, but small enough to directly impact neighbors and help promote local candidates as well. And then in Casey's words, I did not have resources, funds, connections, or experience in politics. But many grassroots supporters liked the idea and volunteered to help me bring the Let Her Speak convoys to life. The landing page, video, graphics, flyers, releases, Facebook resources, and the Convoy Finder database were created with 100% volunteer support. A step-by-step checklist of instructions and training video made the complex web of information and materials easy to digest.
Very cool.
That is spectacular.
I love it.
So I love this, and those of you that are not following Joe Bishop Henchman, you should do so. He's doing a really good job of keeping libertarians appraised of news that's happening in the Libertarian Party, and I love that he is doing this Activist of the Month.
That is wonderful. What a great thing to do. And it
It
kind of
is.
highlights some of our great people in the party who may not be like always up at the top and in the front.
Exactly. Exactly. And it just shows it, like that shows a libertarian ethic, which is we're not about like this real strong hierarchy. It is, do you see a need? Okay, go for it. Do it.
Go do it.
Like
Try
make
it.
it happen. You don't
Yeah.
have to wait for permission.
No. I mean, sometimes you do. Like, I can't just go and say, I'm going to be in charge today of everything because I don't want that either. But
But you could be in charge of something you do.
yes, exactly. So, I mean, but how is that different from other parties? I kind of wonder,
You have to get permission.
you have to always get
Yeah.
permission?
Yes, it has to be a sanctioned event. It's very
I figured. It's just such a different mindset. It's kind of cool.
It is very cool. And, sometimes it takes activists and volunteers a little while to acclimate to that once they join the LP, because they're like, well, why isn't the party doing this? And the answer usually is, oh, well, do you want to do that? Go for it. Go do it. And they're like, well, wait, what's the process? And we're like, I don't know. What would you like the process to be? This is now
Exactly.
your project. Go do it. Yep, we are libertarian. We do what needs to be done. We do what we want.
It's like I do it all.
Do what I want. Yes, that's definitely Mabel's motto.
Yes, she is. She'll stomp across you if you don't give her away. Is she looking at you right now? I'm just like,
No, no,
okay.
she beat feet out. No, she pooped. She was a pest. Her work is done. Now
Yep,
she's
now she can
now
go
she's probably gonna go bother Tracy.
do her rounds, make sure everyone's taken care of.
Yeah, she'll chew on his headset.
Oh my god. Oh, like cats. We've gone through so many headsets in our household because we have that little boy cat, and he just likes to snip little wires. So that's a joy. So many headsets.
Yes.
I could be retired by now, but no, got to pay for those headsets. So yes, I think that sounds like we got some pretty good things going. I mean, like
We do.
they just started like a few months ago
Yeah.
with Joe Bishop Henchman, and he's already doing so much really cool stuff. I'm really impressed.
Yes. Yep. Yep. And they're coming to Minnesota, so
Yes, I'm gonna be like all starstruck and everything because we got all these, the big name libertarians coming into town, and I'm like little old me going, "Hey guys!"
you're not little old you. You're the Liberty Librarian.
I'll put on like my Liberty Librarian cape and like swoop in. It'll give me more confidence. They'll think I'm crazy, but it'll work.
You would have to be pretty far out there to really stand out for
Yeah.
crazy shit.
I kind of wonder if it would be like reverse stuff though. It'd be like, I think we should have a law for that. Say something, and people are like, "Who are you? Why are you here?" We need more laws. I
Yeah,
think if we could just tax the hell out of everyone.
I
And
think
give
that
it all
should be
to
a
the
felony.
rich. That should be a felony. People should be made examples of.
Yes,
And if you were a nice person, you just would have stayed home anyway.
exactly. Well, taxes are the price we pay for having a civilized society. That also might get you a look or two.
I know. I was just thinking, like, what could you do to get kicked out of a libertarian party? Those are a few things.
That
Not the party, but like
might get you a side eye.
there you go. Who invited this chick? We don't know. Yes, she just showed up. I heard there was free booze.
Right. Oh, speaking of free booze,
Yeah,
so
how
in
was
our
this a
town,
segue?
Tracy and I were driving back home. When was that? Yesterday. Yesterday. And there was a Trump rally going on in our park in town.
Oh, near where
And
you live.
it was small, but it looked highly organized. And they had an entire table set up with different wines, and they were doing like a wine tasting. And I was like,
I
maybe
could go to that.
maybe we should go.
I'm very interested in what you have to say.
Right.
Give me
May I
that
subscribe
wine.
to your newsletter?
Dude, I get Trump stuff. I'm sure I'm on somebody's list. So they'll be like, well, she checks out. I'm like,
Right.
yep.
Oh my God.
It's just the worst timeline, that's all.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wine. Hmm.
I know that I'd be the worst. I'd like get tied to some horrible organization. I'm like, they had free booze and
Yeah,
Doritos.
yeah. So instead of being lured down into a sewer with a red balloon,
Yeah, it's like it.
I could be lured into a Trump rally with wine.
Yeah. Like a lamb to the slaughter. They'd be like, ha, ha, ha. Here's some wine, Cara. You'd be like, ooh, what
Exactly.
kind
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
And they'd also tell me, and there's cheese. So I'm like, yeah, okay. I was
Oh,
like,
if there had been cheese, that would have just done it.
I know it, right? They're like cheese and wine tasting. They're like,
I'd have been there. I don't
this
care.
is pretty classy. I think I could
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and then also last night, so we got home and we watched Cobra Kai.
It's on my list of things to watch.
You haven't watched it yet?
I've watched like clips of it, but my husband, like, we have certain shows that we have to watch together, and everything else I binge like a mofo. But that's one of the ones that he's like, we got to watch that together, and I'm like, okay, how about now? How about now? How about
We
now?
we binged an entire season last night.
Oh man, that's
We watched
really,
all of season 1 in one night.
that's awesome. So it's that good.
Yeah.
Are
So
are
we,
the
we watched
episodes
one
kind of cool?
episode. So we watched one episode and it was good, but it was okay. It was very enjoyable. And Tracy was
Cool.
like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose we can watch another one." Okay, we got to the end of the second episode. The binge was on.
You're
Let
like, we
me
can't
tell
ever stop.
you. And there were always points where we watched it and we were like, "Oh."
I can't wait to see it, honestly. After seeing the trailer for it, I was just way more excited because it looks like they're both kind of bad guys and they're both kind of good guys.
So, do you remember the video that went around a few years ago and it was like super, super viral? And it was a re-examination of the plot of the first Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And the premise of it was that, oh God, I'm blanking on the Karate Kid's first name.
Oh, I don't know Ralph Macchio, but it's some
Yeah.
Kevin,
So,
not Kevin or
so the whole
whatever.
premise was that he was actually the villain.
He kind of seems
And
like
so
it.
they cut together, sections of the movie, but from the point of the view of the main protagonist. I think it's
Yeah.
Tommy, right?
Tommy, I think, yeah.
And from his point of view, which was, um, things are going fine. Him and his girlfriend have a fight, but he's trying to work it out with her. And then this new guy moves to town and moves in on his girlfriend, and he and his friends go down there and they're giving him a little crap, but really they haven't really done anything yet. And he starts a fight with them
It's
because
true.
because
Like, you
he
rewatch
does.
it and you're just like, everything bad that happens is
He
because
throws the
you
first
did
punch.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what do they tell you? Like, if somebody hits you, you have to defend yourself.
Right. And he does throw the first punch. And so then they're talking about, yeah. And then he's like, and I don't even see this guy for a couple of months. And then there's a school party and he like turns a hose on me at the party. I'm like in the bathroom minding my own business, and he turns a hose on me. And so my friends and I go out there to kick his butt because what the heck, he turned the hose on me. And then this adult comes out and beats us up, which is true,
It is, all of it's true. Like, adults shouldn't be beating up little kids.
right? So it frames, so this series is framed on that ambiguity of perspective.
Yeah, because I mean,
Because depending on the perspective you have, what you see, how things are presented to you, who's the hero and who's the villain.
yeah, because really, if you look at it the way you just said it, Tommy would have been the hero.
So,
It would have been like a bittersweet one because he lost in the end, but he's like, this guy really. But then later, if you tie those together, it seems like there's this opportunity for growth for both characters.
yeah, although, so the show takes place 34 years later,
Okay, so
present
like,
day.
yes, present day. Oh my god.
And it shows them like where their lives are at right now. And so, like Tommy's like, I mean, he is just crashed and burned. He
Yeah.
is not living his best life, I'll just tell you that. Um, and then Ralph's character, I mean, he's got like this, huge car dealership and the beautiful wife and the perfect children and the wonderful house and all that kind of stuff. And everything's just like, Snow White, like, right? Um, but the whole first season, it swings back and forth between it tempts you.
Yeah.
Every episode tempts you into saying who's the villain and who's the hero. And then through that episode, it upends it every time.
Oh man.
And it's all about your perspective because they point out how characters can't see what's happening when they're not interacting with each other, right?
Right.
They can't see that. We, as the audience, we can see it, but they can't. And so they can only see little snips. They can only see what's presented to them. And it can be extremely misleading. So you, like, one character as an adult kicks the crap out of a bunch of kids. And you're like, I mean, one of the other characters is like, what the hell? That's the most awful thing ever. And he gets arrested for that. But he was protecting another minor. So is
Is
he a
it
hero or is he a villain?
is he a villain or is he stopping bullies? You know, I
Right.
mean, it depends on how you're looking at everything.
It's your perspective, and it's also what you can see and what you can't see.
And I think if you like look at yourself, it's really hard to ever paint yourself as a villain. I know a lot of people, they make excuses for things in their lives that they blame on other people, even though they've
Yeah,
done bad things themselves. But putting those two perspectives together, I think, can give like a clear picture of what actually happened. And that, I think, is going to be really interesting. So,
it is super interesting.
is it really interesting? I can't wait to see it
It is
now.
super interesting. And, and it's also neat because the characters themselves are kind of exploring, what have I done with my life? Am I on the right track? Like, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know,
mean, I think everybody goes through that.
yeah. So it's kind of this neat exploration of all that. And I'm making it sound way more boring than it is because
No,
it's still
you're not.
campy. It's
I'm
still
psyched about
campy.
it.
It's still funny. It's still sweet. It's still charming. You can tell that they love the Karate Kid movies. Like they love the Karate Kid movies.
It's so
And
fun.
they understand what made the Karate Kid movies sweet and wonderful and enduring and all that kind of stuff. And, they tie in flashbacks from the old movies because let me tell you, these two men, I don't care how successful or unsuccessful they look, they are still carrying so much baggage from that summer.
Oh yeah,
So much baggage from that one summer.
that it changed their whole lives.
And it is still affecting them. And it's affecting their judgment. It's giving them a huge bias but while I was watching this whole season, it made me think of when we have events happen in the meeting, like what happened in Kenosha,
Yeah.
both events that happen in Kenosha, the event that happened in Portland, all of that. And when we're looking at, because we're always looking for who's the hero and who's the villain,
Yeah.
we want them in these neat little categories. And it
Really.
really depends on your perspective. What
Yeah.
do you see and what you don't see? And the other thing is, we also have to remember that just like these characters in this series, that they can only see what they see. They can't see everything else that we know, right?
Yeah,
So
because
they
you're
can only
like
see
the
what's presented to them.
omniscient like viewer. You know
Right.
everything.
So they're reacting in real time with extremely limited information.
Yeah.
And
It's
they're
like
making good
when you,
decisions, bad decisions, and all that kind of stuff. But we're judging them based on our bias, right? Because
right.
we all have bias.
We all do.
We want someone to be the hero and the villain, and life is rarely that cut and dry.
No. People
Rarely.
do stupid things and are nasty to each other sometimes, and they don't intend to be, and sometimes they do.
And
You don't
sometimes it's
know.
just a screwed up situation.
Yeah, you're like,
Like
oh, I meant it this
sometimes it's
way.
just screwed up. So, and they have very limited information. They can only react on what they see. Um, but we're judging these situations, and we're trying to pigeonhole them, and we're trying to make them something they're not.
Exactly.
So it's been extremely interesting. I mean, it was just nostalgic fun watching this.
I love
If for
that.
nothing else, watch it for that. But when you watch it and think about how your perspective can change, even though the facts of the situation are the facts. But depending on your point of view, your bias, and your perspective, you will come to a completely different conclusion.
That's right.
And who's to say who's right and who's wrong on that?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
But you're making me want to see the show.
And it's amazing. They deserve their Emmy nominations. They absolutely
Totally.
do. The writing is fantastic. The acting is way better than the acting in the movies.
Well, they're young. I mean, this is getting to be like over 30 years ago, right? You
Yeah.
know?
But oh my God, really good.
And I wonder what it's like for somebody who always saw, God, I can't remember his name, the Ralph Macchio
I
character, the Karate
know.
Kid. Like,
I know. And no one watching this is helping us out with a name.
no, I mean, like waiting, but it's Leroy. No, I'm just making up names. But like to think of him as not the perfect good guy in this show, I think is actually kind of a good way to take it.
Yeah.
Because nobody, I mean, especially kids, like, sometimes we're all a little coarse and weird when we're kids, and we grow up and hopefully we learn from our mistakes and get better, but some people don't. And it would be interesting to see that. Are you
Daniel.
looking at Daniel? Okay. I was like, is it Kevin? Am I close? Roger? Porky Pig? I don't think so. No.
Yes. And Cobra Kai ends up being reborn.
Well, I mean, I've seen that much from the trailers. I'm not trying to, don't spoil it too much for me, but I
No,
mean,
it's pretty apparent because they have like the logo on everything, and you can buy the t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. But there again, really interesting retake on, because in the Karate Kid, when they were talking about the three mottos of Cobra Kai, which was strike first, strike hard, no mercy, right?
right.
And you were like, oh my God, that's so awful, it's so mean. And yet when he's teaching his students, although things may get a little off track, but when he's applying that to life, it's actually not bad.
Yeah. Strike first. Like take opportunities when they come to you. And
Yeah.
not
Don't
always.
wait.
What?
Don't wait.
Don't
Go
wait for
for it.
things because you have one life, and
Yeah,
especially if it's a good opportunity, you should go for it.
yeah, and the strike hard was about give it your all.
Yeah,
If you're gonna do it, give it your all.
yeah.
Put
You
everything you got into it.
don't be wimpy about it. You, like, go all in
Yeah.
everything you do.
And
I
then the
like
no
that.
mercy, he was talking about, life isn't gonna give you mercy.
Yeah,
Life throws all this crap at you. So don't just take it and don't curl up and, give no mercy right back. Like give life no mercy either. Just,
yeah.
go
Go
out
where
there and just
and if
do it
you
and,
say it that way, it's totally different.
yeah.
It's
But
like,
again, that's that perspective thing,
yeah.
right?
And like when they show them in a movie, it's always like a little slice of the life. But
Mhm.
it was more like what do you call, like, black and white villains and heroes in the original Karate Kid movie. But it's also the target audience is like high school, young adults, that kind of thing. It wasn't quite as much for the older. I'm just wondering, like, can I get an amen? I just like, okay, amen. um, but it's neat to see that as they grow up, their stories grow up. And I always thought, like, with books, it's kind of neat too. Like, you get characters like Harry Potter, even, and you see the first story, and it's definitely like a little kid story. And by the end, they're having like young adult problems, and you're like, wow, they've changed so much. And their characters have too. I mean, you wouldn't be the same as you are like when you're 18. Like, really, what a
Yes.
boring person you would be.
Well, okay, so I will give you a hint. So when you and your husband are going to watch it,
Yep.
if you want to score points with your husband,
Yeah. What's that?
go out and get those little bottles of banquet beer
Oh,
because it features prominently.
oh, and like, okay, I will go buy that ahead of time, and then I'll go. Oh, hold on a second, we'll put this on. I'm just gonna give you one of these. He'd be like, "What the heck?" And he's like, "I don't normally." Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah, just have it." And all of a sudden, he'll show up on the screen. He'd be like, "Oh, yes, good idea." I like bonus, like, little insight things.
Yes. Well, we're going to start wrapping up, but
Oh
if
my,
you are watching and if you have, we always do this thing at the
oh
end
yeah.
where we do one awesome thing. So if you want to share one awesome thing that happened this week, something that was wonderful, it can be big, small, whatever, something that made you really happy. Um, Share your one awesome thing and we will read it or share it. And then Heather and I share ours as well.
Oh my goodness. What is our awesome things? Mm. Well, God, Kara, it was just like, oh, I was like,
Mabel's awesome thing is she got sushi.
oh yeah,
Oh,
sushi.
and Mabel totally would be in Cobra Kai. I'm
She
just saying.
would, and she would probably be leading the dojo because she's got tooth and claw.
Yes.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to think of what good stuff. This week I am really happy that I'm like, who is that? I just saw that.
Yes. I know. I'm like, whoa, wait.
You have to look up and see who it is. Um, I derailed myself. Hmm.
Do you
Okay.
want me to go and then you can?
Yes, because
Okay.
I'm off today. So off.
So and then you can check who that user is.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So my awesome thing was my birthday parties, plural. I had a really, really good time. It was nice to see my family and it was almost my whole family, not my son, which is kind of a bummer. Um, and my sister's husband had to take care of an issue at their house. But pretty much everyone else, my family was able to make it, and that's increasingly rare. Everyone kind of has their own things going on and you get busy but it was just fantastic seeing everyone and seeing so many of my friends and being able to hang out with them because, there's not a lot of hanging out with people these days.
Oh, I know. Well, that was one of my favorite things. Is just getting to see you, get to celebrate and have a good time. Um, yeah, I kind of like this week. Other good things is I finished doing like I did the intro and the outro for the show, so I'm really excited because it's taken me forever to like figure out how to do it first of all, and then like to make it work. So I feel confident, and I think it's pretty. If you like it, let me know. And oh, she says joking. Okay, so Laura Chancey Lane was the one who said she
Oh,
resigned, and then she says, "I just joking." Wait a minute. You playing with my mind. Okay. And let's see. Okay. So, Kay Cameron.
yay!
Okay. Started with her new TTH Tuesday, Thursday family
Yeah.
this week. Full 40-hour paycheck now. Yay! To getting paid. Get the money. November 3rd is coming. Election. I agree. It's always nice to have election day. Things may change. Well, I hope so. For the better. We need a good this year needs to go out on a good note. I think that's all I got to say.
Yes. Yes, it
Um
does.
with the beginning of school, it's always a little crazy, but I think I my brain will get right back on track, and then I'll be all excited about the election more because every day we're getting closer. I'm looking to
Oh,
see. Oh,
oh, my mom.
here's your mom. School
Yes.
started today for first grader and a third grader, celebrating another birthday on Labor Day. So
Yep,
much
my
fun!
grandnephew Connor, it'll be his
Oh,
birthday.
oh yeah.
So yay! That
So
is a good thing.
that's pretty freaking awesome.
Mhm.
Yay, good news.
It is good news. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this week.
Yes. I'm gonna put the outro on. I'm just gonna mentally prepare everyone. Um,
Okay, I'm
you
excited.
you lady, you hang out. Don't run away right away. But I
I
will
won't.
I will get this. Okay, so I feel like I've put these expectations high. Okay, here we go.
Expectations.
See you next week, guys. We love you. Bye. Here we go.